writers had. And all they care about is, how can I put myself in the book? No, we don't care what you would do if you were Iron Man. We don't care who you are. You're writing Tony Stark. You're not writing yourself in a book. If that's the case, write your own comic with you in it. No one will read it because nobody cares. People grew up, are growing up loving Peter Parker, loving Miles Morales, loving all these Captain America. We don't need you to put your input in it. Just write Steve Rogers. Don't write Steve Rogers. What would Steve Rogers be if I was Steve Rogers? That's not how it works. But that's, again, how most of these new people write nowadays. That's why most of the stuff is shit.
I can't believe, stuck in the darkness, lost in the light, stories that have told, fuck in the end, you're my side, like I can't take, is what life, fucking lies, fuck. At one side, I can't die. This one's last fucking life.
Now look, the Post, it flies. The News. Look, Ma, no wires. The Times, blue bomb buzzes Metropolis. The Planet. We're sitting on top of the story of the century here.
I want the name of this flying whatchamacallit to go with the Daily Planet like bacon and eggs. Franks and beans, death and taxes.
Mic check, mic check. That was such a butchering of an intro, and I need to apologize to everyone now after the fact. If you guys weren't checking on X, I did rant a little bit and complain like a motherfucker. I have not streamed in 1 month exactly, and when I come back, StreamYard, I load up the app onto the computer, start setting up the stream, and what do you know? They ended up taking the ability to play clips off of the free plan. And for those of you guys that know, I am a less than 100 subscriber channel, and this is what I do like in the free time when I have it. Those of you guys subscribe know that I'm barely on here enough as it is. So it just so happens that StreamYard went ahead and took the ability away to play clips for your intros and to play clips during your streams. So now what I had to resort to was playing basically an old stream and sharing the screen, and it was horrible quality. So I apologize again for all of you guys who had to sit through that. So that being said, we're not going to bitch about it. If you guys want to see my rant, I posted it on X. If you're not following me on X, go ahead and do so. But what is up, everybody? Guys, welcome back. This is Monday stream number 6. Hang out with your Floppy. I am your humble and gracious host. It is I, Decrepit, crawling out of my cave to come back at you guys again with some comic book chat. And we're also going to be talking and discussing a little bit about the new Superman film that just dropped a couple days ago. I went to go see it and I actually went to go see it twice. Saw it once with a buddy and then once by myself solo. So watched the movie twice. I feel like I soaked in enough, and we can probably discuss it depending on how the time permits tonight. So yeah, it's really exciting to come back to you guys on YouTube again. Really happy to be here. So as you guys can see, I said StreamYard is gay with HE. That was just very unfortunate. Return of the Mac. What's up, Oddball? Good to see you. Good to see you. How's it going? Yeah, man, it's been a minute, but I'm glad that we are back. We are here. We are live. And we are going to get into some stuff tonight. Hope everybody's been doing well, man. Whole lot of fuckery that's been going on in like media, pop culture, just everywhere you look. It's just nonsense, crazy shit going on. But we are here to go ahead and go back to our regularly scheduled programming. And we're going to talk about some new Floppy books here tonight. So let me go ahead and queue up the screen. And if you're new here, man, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you're not already, make sure you're interacting in the chat, dropping comic book recommendations. We highly encourage you to do so during the show. So if you're able to do that, give us a shout out and let us know what kind of comic books you're reading tonight. We will love to hear it from you guys. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we are logged back into leagueofcomicgeeks.com for the new pull list. lineup that we're going to be going over tonight. I have been dabbling in a couple Marvel books, so that's going to be interesting to go over with you guys. A couple of the Marvel books actually caught my attention. Nothing that's too crazy, nothing mainline like X-Men or Captain America or Ultimate Black Panther or Spider-Man, what have you, but a couple of the offshoots like collaborative books between Marvel properties and some independent properties such as Godzilla versus Avengers. We'll get through that. But surprisingly enough, I did dabble in a couple Marvel books. So we're going to go ahead and start off. Absolute Batman issue number 10 is dropping this Wednesday. This Wednesday being the 16th as the time of this stream being recorded. Bane is going to be going up against Batman. It's a showdown in Absolute number 10. And if we can get the synopsis loaded up right here, Bruce Wayne is trapped in Arkham. Bruce Wayne is trapped within the horrors of Arkham as his best friend Waylon Jones endures unimaginable tortures. But awaits Batman. What awaits Batman is far more terrifying than anything he's ever faced. The true form of Bane is revealed, but it's how Bane plans to break Batman that will have you, our dear readers, bending over backward. Okay, so maybe a little foreshadowing right there. They might be alluding to we're going to get another iteration of Bane possibly breaking the back of Batman. I'm not exactly certain if that's going to be the case, but we can anticipate that might be the line that they're leaning towards. Man, look at all the people that are affiliated with this book, man. Of course, Scott Snyder's been at the helm of this run. He's going on 10 issues deep on this, so they've been keeping him around for that. I guess he's going to be doing the full run of this series, so that'll be interesting to see. I have only caught up to Absolute Batman on issue number 7. So I do have to catch up on the last 3 in order to get into issue number 10. So that's going to be interesting to see. Absolute Flash hit number 5 this week. Detective Comics 1099 is also dropping this Wednesday. You got Nightwing number 128. Ultimate X-Men, haven't touched none of that. World's Finest, haven't touched that. Ultimate Black Panther is hitting with issue number 18. Apparently that's been going well for everyone in the Marvel Universe so far. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 10. I'm going to get to Battle Beast right now because I have a few words for Battle Beast. Wonder Woman number 23 is going to be hitting this Wednesday as well. Batman and Robin Year 1 issue number 9. And then Marvel Comics is Imperial number 2. So doubling back real quick, we got the Invincible universe right now. This series, the solo series for Battle Beast, has been kicking up a storm right now, guys. Like this issue, or this series, I should say, has just been badass. For those of you guys that aren't fans of the Invincible universe, I don't know if anyone read the comic or has watched the TV show, but Battle Beast is basically a bad motherfucker. He does not find satisfaction in just a simple fights. He is like a war machine. He is a gladiator. He is a true warrior king at heart, and he just wants to find a valid and honorable death in battle. That is literally all he craves, but he's basically fucking invincible. Like their issue number 3 is what's going on. I said he's invincible, no pun intended, but issue number 3 is going on right now, and issue number 2 basically gives like a backstory on some origins shit, and then as well as issue number 2 leading into the fact that Battle Beast can basically be sustainable on any type of energy. Like he could eat rotten corpses that have been floating around in space to have sustenance, and it's quite interesting to read, honestly. Like this stuff has just been really action packed, really good lore, really good quality for the creature or for the character of Battle Beast. And a lot of these covers, by the way, have been nice. I actually have several covers for issue number 1. Issue number 2, I only have cover A, but issue number 3 right here looks like it's got some good ones on the lineup. Robert Kirkman and Ryan Ottley are just knocking this out of the park, man. This has just been a great series. I can't wait to read more. If you guys are interested in this one and you guys were a fan of the Invincible universe, definitely go check out Battle Beast. This one is waiting for you, and it is a doozy. Really good book. Really good book. Can't recommend it enough. So going back to the list, we're going to go ahead and scroll down. We got New Gods issue number 8, Titans number 25. Spawn is hitting issue number 366 this Wednesday. And the synopsis for Spawn 366 reads, Spawn struggles to hold back the threats spilling out from hell, and unfortunately for him, an old adversary just showed up with a few friends. Al Simmons is going to have a bad day. So it looks like hell's spilling over. Hell hath run over. Spawn is going to be definitely in the in the brunt of this, and we're looking at the first the cover A and cover B for this one. Cover B, that one's cool with the crows and stuff, but cover A is just solid. What a nice layout with the cape flowing like that. Beautiful work. Brett Booth has been doing nice work on these covers as well. His interiors have been killing it, but his covers have been very top notch. Todd McFarlane couldn't have picked a better guy to handle the modern day Spawn issues for the par on release. So going back to the list, I am going to be picking up that Spawn this Wednesday, so I'm hyped on that. Predator versus Spider-Man number 4. I haven't been reading about that one. I heard it's kind of kind of mid. Everybody's been talking about the Godzilla versus the Avengers and Aliens versus Avengers. Those have been the ones that everyone's been like really clamoring about. But moving on, Death of the Silver Surfer number 2. I have no idea what that one might be like. Deadpool Wolverine number 7. Now I heard this one kind of leapt up after the first 3 issues, but people have said that it died off after issue 5, and now it's just basically swinging around a dead horse, beating it to death and hammering it consistently to a pulp. Not a whole lot of noteworthy events going on right now with the Deadpool Wolverine book, so I guess it's kind of a pass on everyone else's list. Robin and Batman Jason Todd number 2 is also dropping this Wednesday. New Avengers number 2, and then we got Red Coat number 13 coming out from Ghost Machine. I kind of have said it before, Red Coat was my least favorite book from Ghost Machine. Actually Geiger was. Rook Exodus was my favorite one, and then Hyde Street was my second favorite. So those have been pretty good from Ghost Machine. And come to find out, Ghost Machine is going to be returning to Rook. Rook is coming back soon. I have to look up the date. Maybe at the end of the show, I'll look up the release date for the Rook series picking back up, but Rook is coming back, so I am excited about that. Jeff Johns and Jason Fabek have been spearheading the Ghost Machine movement, and they've been putting out quality work. Can't really be mad at it. Next one that's coming out is King Spawn number 47. Written by Rory McConville, and artist is Yildiray Kinar. I don't even think that's his proper name. I apologize. Uh-oh. Sorry about that, guys. Pop up. The synopsis for King Spawn number 47 says, Spawn has found the people responsible for the abduction of the children. Now they will know his wrath. I haven't been reading King Spawn. I've been picking it up and throwing it in the short box. I've been very picky with what issues I've been able to like fit into my time frame of like in between the 9 to 5 and personal things going on in my life to be able to pick up and read certain issues. So I've been following a couple series, but this one I've been picking up and just throwing in the short box. I do have to pick up on this. Maybe I'll eventually buy the trade. That way I can just download the entire King Spawn story in one go. But number 47, it will be dropping this Wednesday, guys. Shout out to everybody in the room, guys. We got 4 people in the chat or in the stream. Appreciate you guys coming back and checking out what I got. Again, I'm really flustered about the no intro thing, but we're gonna get past it. All right. Going back to my place. Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe number 1. Now, I will say this, Godzilla with the Marvel runs have been kind of like very entertaining. I know that Godzilla versus Thor happened last week, and I did read that one. That one was a fun one. The artwork was amazing as well. Good action shots, good sequences, panel to panel. But the Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe, I don't know, man. I don't know if they lined up all these Godzilla books for the hype of like Godzilla -1 and then the Godzilla movie for the United States that came out last year. But I don't know. Like maybe we might be overworking and doing too much with the Godzilla stuff in the Marvel Universe. Maybe just leave alone Godzilla to his own independent book from now on. Let's bring back King of Monsters. But I don't know. To each their own. But definitely have been noticing that there's a lot of that. Coming up next, we got Eddie Brock's Carnage number 6. Now, the cover art on this one, I'll admit that I like this a lot. The cover art's pretty well done. I think this is done by Mr. Jesus Saiz. Jesus Saiz did this cover, I believe, and that one's a nice one. I'll go ahead and zoom on that. Yeah, I like this a lot. I'm not a fan of this style. This style is too cartoony. The lines are really lazy. I'm not really a fan of that. This one is a cover that I would like to get. This is a Jim Rugg cover, an incentive by Jim Rugg. And if you guys don't know, Jim Rugg is the other half for the cartoonist kayfabe with side by side with Mr. Ed Piskor, rest in peace. And Jim Rugg's artwork is always doing nice. I don't know what it is, man, but this looks like he colored this with Sharpie. But this is really looking really well. I like this one a lot. Hopefully I can grab that one. This one's okay, but the side profile stuff, when you do the smile like this with the eye looking a little milky, I feel like that looks a little too much like Venom, but maybe I'm just nitpicking at that point. But Eddie Brock Carnage number 6, the synopsis reads, uncontrollable carnage. Eddie is losing his grip on Carnage's power and bloodlust. Can he keep the symbiote's baser instincts at bay until they locate a suitable target, or will innocent people begin to pay for Eddie's hubris? Meanwhile, back in Chicago, Eddie and Carnage go from hunter to hunted as Muse closes in on who destroyed his studio. All right, so that's Eddie Brock Carnage, issue number 6. I got to catch up on that one. I heard it got good after issue number 4. Get good, but I dropped after issue number 2, so maybe I'll try to give it a second chance. Like I said, not a lot of Marvel has been pulling me in. It's always indie and a couple DC books that has my full-on attention for the most part. All right, and as we scroll down, this ends tonight. Issue number 1 from Image Comics, new Image book hitting the racks. Blood and Thunder number 3, also from Image Comics. Ghost Pepper number 1. Image is just killing it. I don't know why it's not called Big 3 at this point, because Image is up there. They're doing a lot better stories than DC and Marvel combined, if you ask me. Spider-Girl number 2 hit the racks as well this Wednesday coming up. Gotham City Sirens, Unfit for Orbit number 3. Witchblade number 12. For those of you Witchblade fans, I don't know if the new volume has been any good. Got to catch up on that one. New Champions number 7. I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer number 4. I read issue number 1 of that one. It wasn't my cup of tea, but if you're like if you're a young female reader, this might be your ballpark. It's definitely like college girl era stuff. Nothing too like woke or crazy bullshit, but it's definitely made for like women readers, if I could say that fairly. Blood Brothers Mother number 4 has also dropped. Don't know a whole lot about that. We're just getting more of the High Republic adventures from Dark Horse Comics. Real shame on that one. So this is funny. We're getting Post Malone's Big Rig number 1. I don't know anything about this, but let's go ahead and read the synopsis for this. Double Length collects chapters 1 and 2. Post Malone's Big Rig. They prayed for a miracle. They got 25 tons and 18 wheels of holy weapon. The Dark Ages, demon hordes plague Europe as hell invades Earth. The Six Petals, a secret sect of the Knights Templar, are in a desperate need of a means to drive back the Scourge and turn the tide of the onslaught. What crashes to Earth is the Rig. A fully loaded tractor trailer. In the aftermath of its arrival, the only man left standing is an enigmatic former priest excommunicated from the Six Petals. He will become trucker and lead the fight against hell behind the wheel of a demon-slaying machine. Created by Post Malone, written by Post Malone and Adrian Wessel. This looks like shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. This sounds so lame. Adrian Wassel, Nathan Gooden, Dershing Helmer, Jim Campbell. Jim Campbell on the lettering. Okay. Jim Campbell's name actually rings out there, but that's not enough for me to check this out. This sounds boring. This sounds lame. Sounds real cash grabby. I think I might pass on this one. All right, let me get back to my place and then I'll check on the chat because I haven't checked it in quite some time. We've just been kind of going. There's a lot of comics coming out this Wednesday, so just have to get through quite a few of them. And then real quick, we got Pause in the building. What's up, Pause? Superman was god awful. Have you seen it? And what do you think? We're going to talk about Superman after we get through this week's comic pool list. We're going to talk about Superman after we talk about comics. We're going to bring it up. We're gonna and he said, what's up, guys? Say what's up to each other. Yeah, we are going to talk about Superman. Yeah, Post Malone's Big Rig looks like trash. Space Ghost, Johnny Quest, Space Quest number 2. That's a mouthful. Say that 10 times fast. Published by Dynamite. Oni Press is putting out a new one. We'll get to that one next. Mothra, Queen of the Monsters number 4. Star Trek Red Shirts number 1. Interesting. I don't read anything by IDW, but that might look cool. Right, let's see what this one. We got a new EC comic from Oni Press. Catacomb of Torment number 1, another horror line. Behold, a bloody new ongoing series out of the ashes of epitaphs from the abyss. Reads the little preview right here. We usher the Tormentor, a new horror host with an unhealthy interest in human anatomy, into the shadow-strewn halls of EC Comics history for our next monthly horror anthology. Hold on to your head if it's still attached, because no one escapes the Catacomb of Torment. For her royal travesty of pain's first request, master storytellers John Arcudi, Matt Kent, and David Latham, and Margaret Bennett, and Dane McDade each take turns manning the rack and turning the red-hot irons for 3 all-new and blistering brutal tales of mayhem and malice in the undying EC tradition, plus an added bonus, a surprise classic from the EC vaults, painstakingly remastered and newly restored to its original coloring. The critics are already saying, this is literal torture, and please make it stop. Well, if they're pussy little bitches, then yeah, it'll probably be that way, but if it's lame, then we'll see. Pick up this fearful 40-page first issue, and the Tormentor might just consider letting them go. For $4.99, $5 for 40 pages in this modern day, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. And we have Matt, like I said, Matt Kent and David Latham for the artwork. So they're dropping the regular cover. This is cover A. This one looks pretty good. I like this cover. This is all right. The orange and the yellows and the greens, the highlights, it all works for me. This is cover number 2. Dad and the kids picking some rotten mushrooms that were basically fertilized with dead bodies. Interesting right there. And then the foil. This is going to be a foil of the cover A. We'll see if my LCS has the foil. And then a sketch cover. All right. So, and then they got the Jay Stevens variant homage of the crime suspense stories number 16, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty cool. So, new horror book from EC Comics, Catacomb Torment. Issue number 1 dropping this Wednesday, guys. Go check it out. All right. And real quick, started Vagabond this past month. Really enjoying it on volume 6. Good shit, Pause. Good stuff, man. Glad to hear it. Hope you've been doing good, Pause. I know it's been a minute. I ranted. When you guys watch the replay, you'll hear my little bitching about the fact that I don't have an intro now because StreamYard is fucking lame as shit now. The new volume for Vampirella from Dynamite is hitting issue number 3 this Wednesday. Herculoids number 5. Gargoyles Demona number 1. Red Sonja and the Army of Darkness number 3. Pinupocalypse Los Monstruos number 3. Red Sonja Noir number 1. Nice little cover. Oh, it's like a sexy cover right there. Wolverine Revenge Red Band Raw Black and White Edition number 1. That's a mouthful. My Light Popeye number 5. And then Young Blood Deluxe number 4 from Image Comics. And then I think as we get down here, it's just some ratios, some facsimile of printings, and I think that might be it. Yeah, there's not. I think that we covered most of the new issues, and these are all just variant covers, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think that might be it for the new releases. That's all. These are all dropping this week, this Wednesday, guys. If you're going to be picking something up, let me know what you're picking up or what you're reading currently. To bring it back, like I said, for the Godzilla and Marvel Universe stuff, I did read Godzilla versus Thor. I thought that one was well done, but I think that they just might be doing too much of the Godzilla crossover with the Marvel stuff. They need to just let those IPs kind of go back into their own corners, respectively. Absolute DC run has been doing well. We're getting Absolute Batman number 10, the showdown between Absolute Batman and Absolute Bane. So that's going to be something to look forward to. And then Absolute Flash number 5. that is going to be hitting the racks this Wednesday, July 16th. And make sure to go check out Battle Beast. If you guys are fans of the Invincible TV show and the comic book, Battle Beast is definitely a thirst quencher for those in that regard. So those are probably going to be it. That's probably going to be it that I have for discussing the new comics that are coming out this week. Like I said throughout the chat, for the rest of the remainder of the stream, if you guys would like, you keep like Pause did right now. He just said he read Vagabond. If you guys are reading something, feel free to throw it out in the chat and let us know what you're reading. Let us know what you're into, and maybe recommend something to somebody else. You never know what someone else might have in their stockpile to recommend to you. All right. I think we can go ahead and get on the agenda of talking about Superman. Now, like I said in the beginning of this, I did watch Superman already 3 days ago, and then I went with a friend the first time, and then I went by myself a second time. Here, hold on, let me share a screen just to show a photo real quick while we're talking about this. So I'm indifferent. I definitely have my gripes with this movie. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I'm just kind of in between, in the middle. I liked a lot of things about it. I don't know if I'm going to discuss spoilers right now. I think I might make a video. I might record a video tonight, actually drop a video on my channel for the first time in 2 months, and just talk about talk of this movie. But yeah, the actors did a good job. Lois Lane was a standout for me. Mr. Terrific was very well done. David Cornsweet for Superman. Now, he didn't do a bad job. I think he looks great. He looks the part. I was still very displeased with the way that the suit kind of flows and looks. I'm not a fan of the new 52 collar look on him. The Kingdom Come kind of esque S on the chest. Again, it's a fusion of many different Superman looks. The outside boxers, the thick yellow belt. We got a Christopher Reeves kind of swing on these, and I don't know. It wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't everything that I hoped it was gonna be, and I just wanted more. But he did carry himself well. His Clark, it looks the part. They kind of did some Easter egg stuff with the hypno glasses being a thing. I won't get into that, but like I said, I'm going to try to keep it spoiler free. But yeah, the actor did a good job. Actors did a good job for every role that was in this film. It's just the dialogue just didn't hit how I wanted to. There's quite a few too many jokes, and like I said again, this was a James Gunn movie, and it was very James Gunn written, very James Gunn-esque. A lot of the Marvel kind of faux Marvel humor was thrown into this quite a bit here and there. You have a lot of serious moments that you don't get quite a payoff for that being serious. You don't really get that in this movie. For it being a solo titled Superman film, there is a lot of side characters in this. There is a lot going on, man. There's a lot of side characters. You get a lot of screen time with other characters that have nothing to do with Superman. I'm kind of all over the place, but I'm trying to stay focused. I definitely liked Metamorpho. I liked him being in the movie. I was not a fan of the look for Metamorpho, and maybe I'll pull up a photo of that while I continue to talk about this. Metamorpho was played by you see, I can't type at the same time. Anthony Kerrigan, actor Anthony Kerrigan plays Rex, who is aka Metamorpho. Now, if I can get a good picture. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry for those that are listening. The most entertaining, real quick in the chat, I'm reading. Darth Pause said the most entertaining part of the movie was the Justice Gang. Yeah, they were cool. I liked that. I liked I liked, like I said, Mr. Terrific was, well, terrific to say the least. He was pretty good. But yeah, Metamorpho right here. I wasn't too much of a fan of like this look on the head. He had like a lot of like texture and like wavy textures, and it looked kind of thick, like a real thick makeup layering going on. And Metamorpho's head for me is like supposed to be like really, really pastel white with a little bit of some slight configurations going on, but it was just his head and his top torso looked a little too thick for his tiny legs, if that makes sense. This is just a gripe for me because I think Metamorpho is a character that I read the Silver Age comics, the Bronze Age, the modern day Metamorpho. I have all of it in my short box. I am a fan of the character, so I just wanted to see him done right. I wasn't like completely disappointed, but it could have been done better. Could have looked better. He went James Gunn. I feel like he went all out for like Hawk Girl and Guy Gardner. Mr. Terrific looked pretty much on point to a T, exactly how he looks in the Justice Society. That was pretty cool to witness. But yeah, this was just like a minor gripe. I'll stop. We can stop looking at it now, but that was just a minor gripe that I had. It's not like the most imperative basic thing to get upset about. Like, it's just a bit here and there. There's things that I'm not a fan of how they looked, basically. But yeah, Hawk Girl was kind of like her like I said, the dialogue was just kind of basic. Dialogue was kind of meh. Everybody looked great though. Guy Gardner, Nathan Fillion. You guys heard how I was skeptical about it. I've mentioned it before on a previous stream. Nathan Fillion didn't look bad as Guy Gardner. He didn't look like the worst thing I've ever seen. It was pretty all right, and he acted like a dickhead. So I wasn't mad at that. I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing what happens in the Lanterns show with us getting Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, and then a little bit of Guy. So I'm not mad at that. Like I said, Mr. Terrific was cool. And then who else did we get? Lex Luthor was great. Nicholas Hoult, is that the name of the actor? He did a great job as playing Lex Luthor with like giving like the drive and the emotion, the capability that or like what's the motivation that Lex Luthor has against Superman. It was very visible, very coordinated, and acted out well through Nicholas Hoult. I thought he did a great job. Lois Lane was probably the standout. She was like to a T, a perfect Lois Lane. I don't remember the actress's name off the top of my head, but she did such a good job, and I want to see more of her. Honestly, I hope they keep her around and they don't recast. Real quick in the chat, Darth Paz said, "Isn't Guy in Peacemaker season 2 as well?" That's what I've heard. I heard that Guy Gardner is going to be sprinkled out through a little bit here and there. They're going to utilize him, but like I said, I just hope they utilize these characters instead of just bringing them in for short cameos and then we never see them again. I'm going to be really annoyed if we get jam-packed and like a sardine can with all these characters in these small movies and these short runs of the shows, and then we don't get like them really fleshed out for anything other than that. If we get them fleshed out in an animated series, I wouldn't be like the most mad at that. But at the same time, like, let's see these characters be fleshed out. Like, I would love a Lantern movie. I keep saying it again, man. Give us the Green Lantern film. Give us the proper Green Lantern film, and just give us Green Lanterns. I don't want to see Wonder Woman and Cheetah. I don't want to see Darkseid. I don't want to see Superman. I don't want to see Superman of Tomorrow. I just don't want to see extra characters if I get a Green Lantern movie. Like how this Superman movie was, we had a lot of extra characters in it besides Superman, and a lot of different motivations, different character arcs, and it was just annoying. We got a little bit too much of Jimmy Olsen, by the way. I will say that Superman had a little bit too much of Jimmy Olsen. If we were going to get that stuff with Jimmy Olsen, I would have liked like less of the Justice Gang and more Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane, Superman, Lex Luthor. Like those 4 characters right there, give me those 4 in a solo Superman film, and I'm not mad at that. But then when you start giving me like a Middle Eastern conflict and not Ukraine hashtag, like not Palestine Israeli conflict, I guess that's kind of what that was supposed to look like, but we're not going to talk about it. If you give me some of that, man, I'm thinking about it right now, and don't get me started on the stuff with like his parents and the message. Like, I'm not trying to talk spoilers right now. I'm trying to keep it spoiler free. I'll do a spoiler talk in a video that I'm going to put out, but yeah, there's a lot going on in a solo Superman film for there to be just like a story about just Superman and his main character and his main side characters. So if we would have gotten that, like I said, Superman, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and Lex Luthor, if we would have just got those four, I would have been happy with that. And real quick in the chat, Leland March, what's up, Leland? Good to see you. Hope they don't kill Hal off in the Lanterns show. Yeah, you know what? It's the main Lantern in that show. I heard is what's his name? John Stewart is the main Lantern for the show. Well, I'm not mad at that. And you got basically Hal being like a fatherly kind of like what's the word? I'm blanking tonight, guys. Basically like the leader role and like studying student and teacher kind of dynamic going on between the two of them. So he's definitely going to be the forefront character that we focus on, John Stewart. But Hal, yeah, I hope they don't just toss Hal to the side after the first episode. They kill him off, and then we get something like John Stewart's Green Lantern Mosaic storyline, which wouldn't be the worst thing ever. But you know, I would like to get some Hal before they get rid of him immediately. That would definitely be nice. Definitely could see some more Guy Gardner. I want to see Oa. I want to see the planet of Oa and the Guardians. I want to see some Sinestro. Like, yeah, we haven't even seen Sinestro in how many years since that shit Ryan Reynolds film. And it wouldn't be nice to see Sinestro and Hal be the main focus of a Lantern series. But, you know, like I said, John Stewart, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I would like to see just a Green Lantern movie or a Green Lantern movie or show with just the lanterns and no one else sprinkled into it. If I get a whole side episode with like Peacemaker and John Stewart, I'm going to be annoyed. I'm going to be annoyed by that for sure. But yeah, what else can I say about Superman? Oh yeah, the pacing of Superman was kind of rushed. Felt like I said, there's a lot packed into this movie. Felt really rushed. It didn't have a lot of time to simmer with the serious moments. The stuff that did have serious tones was really undermined by a lot of like corny jokes, like I said before. And so that just it just all rubbed me the wrong way, man. Like there's a lot of stuff that had great potential to work with, like the stuff with Superman's parents in Kansas with Ma and Pa Kent. There was a lot of stuff they could have worked with on them. I heard some people say that they weren't too happy with the fact that Ma and Pa were like really, really redneck, or like they sounded really, really Midwestern, like farmer redneck folk. Like I'm not mad at that, to be honest with you, but they could have maybe tweaked it a little bit better. I think when they did Ma and Pa Kent in Man of Steel, like Kevin Costner as Pa Kent, that kind of was like, like I don't really want him to be Pa, but Ma actress, she did a good job. She was pretty all right. And then, you know, comparing this movie to Man of Steel and this movie, like there's things that I like in this movie, but it's not enough to make me really like the film as a whole. Man of Steel, there's a lot more things inside of Man of Steel that I really like and I can hold on to that make me like that movie just a little bit better than this one. And I don't know if that's a hot take. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Zack Snyder's universe with the DC universe. His Man of Steel film is probably the best movie out of any of the ones that he did, whether it be Wonder Woman or Justice League or the Batman versus Superman film. That movie was just fucking trash. But anyway, I definitely think that this movie had a lot more potential than what it was capable of being, or it had the capability to being something more than what it was, I should say. Yeah, the pacing. Yeah, I'm kind of just double tracking right now. Pacing kind of bad. The third act felt very underwhelming. Very underwhelming third act, and it felt like in the beginning of the film there was more stakes going on versus how it was in the third act of the film. So I guess, you know, sit with that how you will. But yeah, what else? Oh yeah, the after credit scenes. What a disappointment! What a waste of our time. I wouldn't have sat down for those like 4 minutes of credits just to see the scene that they threw at the end of these. At the same time, also too, this isn't the Marvel universe. I don't want after credit scenes in DC films. And you know, take that how you will, but that's just how I feel about it, man. So, is there anything else that I could like say that's non-spoiler about this? Oh yeah, CGI wasn't the worst CGI. There wasn't a shit ton of slow mo, but the fight sequences were pretty half decent, I'd say. The fight between Kal-El and General Zod in Man of Steel is still what I prefer that fight over any fight that I see in this movie. Definitely will say that. I like I said, I could be tripping. And I'm not a full blown, full on Snyder bro, but that's definitely how I feel about this one, man. But yeah, I think I just I expected more, I wanted more, and I just yeah, man. James Gunn probably shouldn't have been the one to direct this, or if he did, he should have kept it very tight with just 4 or 5 main characters focusing on this one instead of an entire ensemble. He brought that Guardians of the Galaxy Suicide Squad energy to this, and everyone was afraid of that, seeing all the extra characters. Everyone knew that was probably going to happen, and unfortunately it did. So that's just what we got to live with. I definitely think it's a step in the right direction as far as like the look and feel of a new DCU. I know saying all that about this movie, it sounds like I hated it, but I did like a lot of things and a lot of looks and a lot of feelings that I got from certain moments and certain characters, the way they looked. So I think that this has the potential to be something better, but James Gunn has to get his own head out of his ass and definitely come to it and step to it with something far more gripping and riveting and writing that will just knock it out of the park. I don't know if he's going to touch Batman. Maybe he will do Batman. I know that he's not a fan of the Matt Reeves Batman still getting its sequel film, but regardless, I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do. He's got the Clayface movie is going to be coming out for certain. I know that's going to be something interesting. I'm going to want to see that. The Lantern Show, Supergirl is going to be coming out. We did get a peek at Supergirl in the movie. I'm not going to spoil it or say what she said, but definitely was like I kind of like quirked my neck and kind of winced when she spoke. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Take all that how you will, man. But that's my kind of little quick little breakdown that I can give of this movie without talking spoiler. I definitely want to talk about this a little more in depth with spoiler talk, so I might put out a video regarding that. But that's all I pretty much have to say about this. Superman, go see it and come to your own conclusion, your own opinion of the movie for sure. Definitely can do that. But yeah, I think the stream was kind of slow and we kind of got fucked on the intro thanks to StreamYard again. Go fuck yourself, StreamYard. We went ahead and talked about the new comics that are dropping this week, July 16th being the new comic book day on Wednesday. And then we have comic book recommendations if you guys want to drop those in the chat, or if you're catching this on the replay, feel free to drop it in the comments section. And I think that's all we have to discuss for right now. Not too much coming along on the channel. As far as videos go, I'm going to drop a Superman video discussing spoiler talk, but I think that might be the only thing that I have lined up for the channel at this time. I am not going to promise it, but I will try to bring Unlimited Tirade back this week if I can. If not, don't quote me on that. I apologize. I am sorry. I know I'm letting you down. But I think that'll be it, man. So everybody, thanks again for catching the stream, catching the replay if you're watching this on that. And thank you guys so much for watching the show. And we'll catch you guys next time. All right. Peace.